This is Hart. I'm at Tom Sawyer Park with Jody Thompson, and we're standing next to a Callery pear, otherwise known as a Bradford pear. And Jody is going to describe to you the features of the plant and how to tell the plant. But it is by far one of the worst invasive species anywhere. Chris Chandler of the Nature Conservancy lists it as one of the two most harmful, he calls them thugs, the most harmful invasive species. The other one is called Tree of Heaven, but this is a Callery pear, and Jody's going to describe it for us. Okay, so here's our Callery pear. Pears, as many of you may know, are in the rose family, like well, your garden roses, but also apples and plums and peaches and things like that, and even the pears that you eat out of the grocery store. So this is a pretty unique looking tree, and it's one of those that you can identify driving down the road at 55 miles an hour. We see a wavy margin, which you might not be able to see from your window at 55 miles an hour, but you also see a shiny, glossy, thick looking leaf. Once again, this wavy edge. Most of them will have pointed leaves. It typically has a dark colored bark. Sometimes you'll have thorns even on them. You'll see these little white spots on the bark even, called lenticels. And trees and shrubs in the rose family typically will have either horizontal rows of lenticels or these scattered ones. Now there are lots of other trees that have lenticels too, but this combination of characters at this stage is how we identify a Callery pear. And if we will look over here, we'll see a younger Callery pear. And if we look over here, we'll see an even younger one. Now the reason this tree matters, Hart mentioned some of the reasons that Hart mentioned that it was really a bad invasive. The reason it's such a bad invasive is because it'll grow in dry or moist soils. It is planted so heavily in the landscape, birds love its fruit and they spread them everywhere. And in a blink, this tree can take over an entire field. And if you have a field that's been taken over by woody species like trees and shrubs, the farther along it gets, the harder it is to manage. And it just happens very, very quickly, and it turns it into what we might call an ecological junkyard.